My girlfriend said, "My ex is staying with us for a few weeks. Deal with it." I smiled and said, "Make him comfortable." Then I moved all my stuff into storage and ended the lease. She and her ex now have to find a new place and explain why to the landlord. I, 28 male, am, or rather was, with Jennifer, 27, for 2 years. We'd lived together for the past year in a decent 2-bedroom apartment. The lease is in both our names, though I fronted about 70% of the security deposit, $1,400 out of $2,000, and most of the furniture, appliances, TV. It's mine. I like my stuff. So last Tuesday, Jennifer comes home from work, all casual, and drops this bomb on me while I'm making dinner. "Hey, so, Robert is going to be staying with us for a bit." Robert. Her ex. The guy she was with for 5 years before me. The one she swore was ancient history. I just stared at her, spatula in hand. "Robert, staying here? For how long?" "Oh, just a few weeks," she says, waving her hand dismissively. "He's going through a rough patch, got laid off, his lease ended unexpectedly. He needs a place to crash, and I told him he could stay with us. He'll be here Friday." No discussion. No, "Hey honey, how would you feel?" Just a declaration. My jaw was on the floor. "A few weeks? Jennifer, we don't have a guest room. That's my office. Where's he supposed to sleep?" "The couch is comfy enough," she chirped, scrolling through her phone. "He won't be a bother. Just deal with it, okay? It's already decided." Deal with it. My blood pressure definitely spiked. I could feel that hot rush of anger, the betrayal stinging. This was our home, the place I primarily furnished, my sanctuary. And she just invites her ex for an indefinite stay without a heads up? The sheer audacity. But I've learned, sometimes the quietest response is the loudest. I took a deep breath, plastered on the calmest smile I could manage, and said, "Okay, Jennifer, if that's what you've decided, we should make him comfortable then, shouldn't we?" She looked up, surprised, probably expecting an argument. A little smirk played on her lips. "Yeah, exactly. Glad you're being mature about this." Oh, I was going to be mature. Mature and methodical. That night, while she slept soundly, I was wide awake. I pulled up our lease agreement. Section 8, subsection B. Occupancy. The premises are to be occupied only by the tenants listed on this agreement. Any additional occupants residing for a period exceeding 7 consecutive days without prior written consent from the landlord shall constitute a material breach of this lease. Interesting. And Section 12. Lease termination. Tenants may terminate this lease with 30 days written notice to the landlord. Tenants remain jointly and severally liable for all obligations under this lease until the termination date. Very interesting. I spent the next 2 hours on my laptop looking at storage unit prices and moving company quotes. Robert was arriving Friday. I decided to make sure he'd be exceptionally comfortable. Update 1. Alright folks, quick update. As promised, I made sure Robert would be comfortable. Extremely comfortable, with all the space he could possibly want. Robert was due Friday evening. Jennifer was at work all day. Perfect. I'd booked movers for 10 a.m. Friday. Professional, no questions asked when I told them to take everything that was mine. And that was about 90% of the apartment's contents. They cleared out my queen-size bed and memory foam mattress, my dresser and nightstands, the entire living room set, my sectional sofa, coffee table, entertainment center, 65-inch OLED TV, surround sound, the dining table and chairs, everything in my office, desk, ergonomic chair, monitors, PC, printer, all my kitchenware, high-end pots, knives, espresso machine, Vitamix, even my imported coffee. I left her the chipped mugs and old toaster, my clothes, books, toiletries. If I paid for it, it went. By 3 p.m., the apartment was an echo chamber. I left her bed, hers from before we met, her dresser, her clothes, and a few random bits I didn't care about. The fridge had her half-eaten yogurt and some wilted lettuce. Before I left, I typed a note and placed it on the kitchen counter. "Jennifer, made sure Robert will be extra comfortable with all this new space. Since you decided he's moving in without discussion, I've decided I'm moving out. Also without discussion. Fair's fair, right? I've already submitted our 30-day notice to terminate the lease to Mr. James, the landlord, as per our agreement. You and Robert, I guess, will need to vacate by date 30 days from Friday. You should contact Mr. James ASAP to discuss your options. Enjoy your time with Robert. Michael." I dropped my keys next to the note, took one last look and walked out. My stuff was in a climate-controlled storage unit. I'm crashing at my buddy David's. He's got a spare room and thinks this is legendary. The call came around 6:30 p.m. Jennifer, hysterical. Michael, what the actual fuck? Where is everything? Where are you? I let her shriek. I got your note, Michael. You can't do this. This is our place. You're being a fucking child. I kept my voice calm. Jennifer, you made a unilateral decision. You told me to deal with it. So, I did. I removed myself and my property. The lease termination is filed. It's done. You can't just end the lease. I live here. Robert just got here. What are we supposed to do? The entitlement dripped from every word. We. That sounds like a you and Robert problem, not mine, I said. You have 30 days. Start looking. Or perhaps Robert's rough patch will magically resolve. She screamed more, called me every name, accused me of trying to make her homeless, said I was a vindictive asshole. Maybe I am, but I don't get walked all over. Honestly, it did sting. Packing up 2 years of a relationship, even materially, sucks. A moment of sadness hit, looking at the empty space, but then I remembered her smug, deal with it, and the sadness vanished. She's been blowing up my phone. Texts, calls, voicemails. Robert even tried calling from her phone. I didn't pick up. Her messages, you need to fix this, call the landlord, bring your stuff back, this isn't funny. Oh, think it's a little bit funny, and I have no intention of fixing her situation. Stay tuned. The next few weeks are going to be illuminating. Update 2. It's been a week since Operation Make Robert Comfortable. The sheer, unadulterated entitlement from Jennifer and her new roommate Robert is astounding. They genuinely seem to believe this is all a misunderstanding I need to correct. First off, they've done nothing about finding a new place. No searches. Nothing. It's like they think ignoring the 30-day notice will make it disappear. Spoiler, it won't. With my sofa gone, they bought an air mattress for Robert, which I heard through David he's been complaining about nonstop. The floor isn't as comfy enough as Jennifer suggested. Her texts became demanding ultimatums. Michael, this has gone on long enough. Call Mr. James. Tell him you made a mistake. Now. Robert is uncomfortable on that cheap air mattress. Bring back your bed, or at least the sofa. You're making us homeless. It's hard to find a place. You owe us for the stress and moving costs because of you. My mom is furious. She said you're cruel and unstable. Then came the flying monkeys. Jennifer's best friend, Susan, called. I used to like Susan. Michael, hi. Jennifer's a wreck. You know she's sensitive. How could you abandon her? And Robert's a sweet guy, down on his luck. He feels terrible. Susan, Jennifer moved her ex in without consulting me and told me to deal with it. I dealt with it. This isn't about Robert. It's about Jennifer's lack of respect. But you didn't try to talk. You went nuclear. She was just helping a friend. You're overreacting. Be the bigger person and fix this. Being the bigger person doesn't mean being a doormat, Susan. They need to figure out their own housing. Click. Robert himself texted from Jennifer's phone. I blocked his number. Hey man, Michael, right? Jennifer's torn up. No hard feelings, but it'd be cool if you sorted out the lease thing. Kinda putting a damper on things, you know? We were hoping to chill. The nerve. No response. I also found out via David they've been painting me as the villain. A controlling, possessive psycho. The narrative shift is impressive. The landlord, Mr. James, contacted me to confirm the lease termination. No nonsense guy. I confirmed my intent to vacate and that my belongings would be gone and my part clean. He said, good. I'll contact Miss Jennifer about her obligations, the move-out inspection, and the unauthorized occupant, Mr. Robert, I presume. That would be him. Mr. James did not sound pleased. I texted Jennifer. Mr. Rep James will contact you about the lease termination, inspection, and your unauthorized guest. You have until date, now about 18 days away, to be out. Not a negotiation. Her response? You sicked the landlord on me? You're trying to ruin my life. You'll pay. One dirty trick. Jennifer claimed my espresso machine and noise-canceling headphones were gifts and demanded them back. I have receipts. Sent her screenshots. Nice try. They also tried my Netflix and Hulu. Passwords changed. David and I are enjoying my accounts. The stress is getting to them, but not enough to act productively. They're stuck in anger and blame, expecting me to rescue them. Not happening. The clock is ticking. Update 3. The 30-day notice period has expired. The fallout? Exactly what you'd expect when entitlement meets reality. The revenge was simply letting them cook in the mess Jennifer made. Mr. James, our landlord, is not easily trifled with. He scheduled a meeting with Jennifer. It did not go well for her and Robert. Apparently, Jennifer tried playing the victim, claiming I'd abandoned her, illegally ended the lease, and that she and her cousin Robert needed more time. Mr. James, bless him, wasn't having it. He pointed out I followed the lease termination clause perfectly. One tenant giving notice is sufficient. He addressed Robert, he'd seen him. Reminded Jennifer an unauthorized occupant was a material breach. If I hadn't terminated, he would have started eviction proceedings against both, due to Robert. That shut Jennifer up. Eviction has that effect. He informed them. Out by the date, no extensions. Move-out inspection and damages or costs for the unauthorized tenant would be deducted from the deposit. Jennifer and Robert, facing an unmovable deadline and a landlord not buying their BS, finally scrambled. They had a miserable time finding a new place. 2 adults, 1 unemployed, recent lease termination, tough rental market, short notice, good luck. The day before move-out, a frantic call from Jennifer. Jennifer. Michael, you have to help. We can't find anywhere decent. Huge deposits. Robert's job search isn't going well. Mr. James is being an asshole about the deposit, says we might not get it all back because of excessive cleaning, and Robert. Me. My fault, Jennifer. You invited your ex to live with us. You told me to deal with it. I dealt with it. This is the direct result of your choices. But what are we supposed to do? We might move into a shithole. All because you couldn't be normal about Robert. Normal? You think what you did was normal? Sounds like a problem for you and Robert. Then Robert got on the phone, angry. Look, man, you screwed us over. We were fine until this stunt. Robert, you were freeloading. Jennifer enabled it. The stunt was me refusing to be part of it. You had a month, wasted it hoping I'd cave. Bad bet. Hung up. Susan, Jennifer's friend, one last text. Michael, they're struggling. Can't you help, maybe with deposit money? I replied, Susan, my heart is fine focusing on my well-being. They made their bed. Don't contact me again. Blocked. So, the apartment and deposit. This is where it gets better. I did my walkthrough with Mr. James. My side, bedroom hub office, was spotless. I'd taken time-stamped photos when I moved out. Her side and common areas they'd exclusively used for a month, not so much. Mr. James noted a greasy kitchen, stained carpet in living room, where Robert's air mattress was, bathroom needing a deep clean. Total deposit, $2,000. My share, $1,400. Jennifer's, $600. Mr. James itemized cleaning and administrative fees for unauthorized tenant resolution. Total deductions, $550. Under joint and several liability, he could have taken it from the total. But Mr. James, reviewing my photos and the state Jennifer and Robert left, was clear. He told Jennifer, and confirmed to me, the damages and fees were unequivocally due to her actions and guessed after I had vacated my portion in good order. While the lease makes tenants jointly liable to him, the evidence showed fault. He deducted the full $550 directly from Jennifer's $600 share. He mailed me a check for my full $1,400. He mailed Jennifer $50. Poetic justice. Jennifer was apparently incandescent, but Mr. James had his documentation. Jennifer and Robert did move out at the deadline. David heard they ended up in a much smaller, less nice apartment. The stress apparently soured their rekindled friendship. Constant bickering, shocking. As for me, I'm great. Took a week off, went hiking, cleared my head, new 1-bedroom apartment, different part of town. Peaceful. My stuff fits. Espresso machine humming. Brief sadness for the relationship I thought I had, but her actions showed the respect was one-sided. Her entitlement, willingness to throw me under the bus for her ex, a wake-up call. Sometimes trash takes itself out, other times you give it a firm nudge. No dramatic change of heart from Jennifer or Robert. No apologies. Just resentment their free ride ended, and they faced adult consequences. Honestly, the most realistic, satisfying ending. Thanks for letting me vent, Reddit. It's been a month. Peace out.